All right. Apparently, I'm live, and I've chosen to do it this way because, well, I think my approach, my topics, my style, whatever it may be, is usually a bit unorthodox, and I seem to be incredibly terrible at using the scheduling for this. But for this particular, what I'm going to share, number one, I feel it's going to be quite personal. Hey, Red, yo, long time no see. It's really good to see you, man. I'm glad to just glad to see a lot of you since I have returned. The month, like I think I've talked better enough, but the month. Hey, D Libby, good evening. Good evening to one and all. I'm gonna maybe wait just a moment, but what I do want to share is something I'm looking forward to getting as much feedback, insight as possible. Hey, Maxwell, it's good to see. So just I'm grateful. I'm humbled, straight up. Nothing short of feeling blessed right now. Yo, Big Cat fam, what's up, dog? Queen, Mr. President, what's good? Nah, see, it's not for tomorrow. That was terribly my mistake. I yeah, I intended to have it for today and kind of have it semi-prepped. I'm fresh out of work, and this is something that's been on my mind since I woke up. And this one's pretty personal. What did I want to share? Here, we're gonna do a brief story time before I share this very, very personal dream that goes deep into my subconscious, and it says things about me that I need to face, and I face it like on a daily basis. But the way, man, dreams they really can screw with you, especially when it's the truth coming from your very own subconscious, and you can't straight up, you cannot hide from your own truth, from your own thoughts. There's no running away from yourself. All right, so before I get into the real meat of the topic at hand, I wanted to share this anecdote. All right, so let's say hypothetically, allegedly, yada yada, at my job, near my job. There's there is this young lady. I think she's, I don't know, she's a bit overweight, definitely clearly obese, and she if I were to guess, is maybe like straight up early 30, 1, 2, 3, maybe 28, 20, I don't know, somewhere in between there, right? So scope this. Here's the scenario I wish to present. I want your feedback on this one, and then I'm going to get into the deep stuff that maybe scares me a little bit. She has been sitting outside of the magical workplace I have for about maybe 2 months. This is what she does. All right, let's say, I start 1 p.m. and I'll stay till 10 p.m., hence me starting right now. So I'll arrive there and she's already just sitting down on the bare cement. Hey, Babs Bunny. Hey, Indy. Hey, Big Cat. Yo, thanks, bro. Straight up, man. Oh, and yeah, Big Cat actually legit knows what I'm talking about. So okay, there's this woman. She just sits on the warm, cold, whatever, depends on the day, cement sidewalk, posts up, lean back against the brick fucking wall, and just sits there. I think maybe, I'm unsure, there's an outlet or something, but she just like camps out like it's her home. Her home being leaning against the wall of the store that I work in. And that's it. When I mean sits there, legs spread out, and she's got a bag. There's been people that have come around. I mean, she looks sweet, she sounds sweet, like she real legit seems like just a good soul. It's almost she's become like a part of the mythos of the area, of the plaza. Everybody comes in and asks me what her story is, that I want to collaborate with her on an origin story and start charging. But legit, she's there. Some people will feel compelled to take a couple bucks out, get some cash back. Some people drop a 20 in her lap. She doesn't ask for anything. She's not begging. She's not panhandling, but she's just sitting there like she's a piece of furniture all day, day to night. We're talking about like, I mean, 10 to 12 hours. I started my shift at 1 o'clock. I left not long ago. She barely moves from that seated position. She's got some headphones. I don't know if she's got a cell phone. I think she does, something to that effect. But I mean, that's her day. That's her life, day in, day out. Now, there has been like two occasions, two individuals out of the 2 months that she has been just sitting there, where people got so triggered, so upset that they would ask her, or like one guy tripped out completely. Perhaps he was intoxicated and he was yelling, and that was unfounded. It was uncalled for. He was yelling at her, telling her to get up, do something, change her situation. He got so aggressive that people were fearing that he was going to assault her. um, an associate of mine did call the police because of how crazy it did get. And, somebody said, "You're not helping her." He's like, "This is helping her." And he was cussing her out. So, I mean, I guess I'd ask all of you, like, what is your opinion of this? She doesn't technically really bother anybody. People with shopping carts, sure, her legs are straight out, spread across the damn sidewalk. You do have to work your way around her. She is a part of that sidewalk, a part of that wall. I see her maybe get up a couple, like two times throughout a 10 to 12 hour span, maybe to go to the bathroom somewhere. She doesn't go into the stores, to my knowledge. So I'm just curious what you all think about that. It's just trips me out. One of the stories is she is a preschool was a preschool teacher that got laid off, but I don't know about any of that. I mean, when it comes to gossip, people can be incredibly inventive. We've learned that time and time again. So okay, now I'm gonna jump from that. Feel free to tell me, like, what do you think? Is she just living her best life? Is she living at all? I don't, does it compel any of you to want to? You could approach her and talk to her. You could have a full, friendly, civil conversation. A lot of people do stop and check up on her. People will straight up, like, it's inspiring. It's nice to see kindness when it happens. There was a woman that came in and dropped off a bunch of like material and bedding and sheets and a jacket and stuff. And yeah, sometimes like some of the money she collects, she'll go and buy some food. But I mean, I would love to see the feedback of any of you. What would you do? What would you do if there was somebody like that that you would run into every day for, I'd say, 2 months now? So, okay, while you chew on that, here's the, oh, let me see, Babs Bunny just pisses me off that what's up, Ronnie York? Everybody, Ronnie York has a fantastic channel, two of them as a matter of fact. I'm on StreamYard, so I can't mod him if he's not modded, but please do feel free to find Mr. Ronnie on the YouTube streets. All right, and I'm sure maybe Andy could help out with that. So let me see what Babs is saying. Just pisses me off that our government doesn't focus more on mental health. I am with you because that's the source of a lot of issues. So many of these folks have untreated mental issues and no one in their lives who cares. Well, that nah, I'm not feeling the camera today, my man. I mean, if you're so desperate, boom, there you go. Okay. All right, done. Now here's the dream I had. This one fucks me up. All right, I'm gonna this everything I share, it can always be ammo for somebody's arsenal, but I truly have, in 1 month's time, in my absence, my hiatus, I've learned to embrace the art of not giving a fuck. People can think, say, or do, nah. Well, there's some limitations on do, because some people have gone outside of the world of YouTube, unacceptable and sad. But when it comes to, yeah, look, on the internet, people are going to do everything. It's the Wild West. You got to grow to be at peace with that which will never be in your control, which is the human condition and behavior. It is what the fuck it is, right? So I'm going to share things that may make me sound more human, vulnerable, weak, whatever the fuck, whatever your perception is. And it's okay, you know. And remember the whole thing about judgment, though, right? So, with that being said, I had this dream that has been fucking with my head. Well, for one, the dream before the one I'm going to talk about, I'm getting pretty good at mastering like floating, not quite flying, but floating in my dream. It's really impressive, man. The detail and how real it is. So aside from that, while I'm talking about how real shit can get in the dreams, I was very aware during my dream, so much so that I dictated and recorded because I didn't want to forget it. It was so powerful to me. And the question here is, once you hear everything, is this a dream or is this a nightmare? Because at the end of it, if it's a fantastic dream and you don't want to wake up, isn't waking up and ending the dream, doesn't that kind of make it a nightmare? So here's the situation. It's very close to home. And it's, I think, my subconscious telling me something I already know. In the dream, there is a lot of nostalgia at play. I was definitely in a very familiar area. It reminded me of my middle school, high school days, like the sandpit area. Sandpit, like in middle school, it's where we all played sports and whatever. And in high school, it's where we would do our little fight club nonsense. And yeah, AP, yeah, PP says hello back. Um, it's a big no, no shit. Okay, hold on. I closed my eyes to think about this. All right. So I'm just astutely aware. I don't remember anything before it. I just remember the moment where I became very aware and conscious that I was in a dream. And what sucks about having this moment of clarity where I understood everything, I understood and knew in the moment that I was dreaming. And what broke my heart in that moment and broke my heart upon waking and kind of hurts my damn soul, if there is a soul, to this very moment here, is that I knew inside that dream that it was the me before I ever had taken medication, before I got involved in, becoming a freaking addict, 12 years. I take it's no secret, YouTube supporters and non-supporters. I take very small microscopic pieces of Suboxone, but that's me downplaying it. The truth is, I still take it, not every day, but I take it. And I take an antidepressant, and I fucking hate that I take medication, that I've been on it for so damn long. Okay, it kind of makes me feel like a prisoner. I don't mean to complain, but it's just the reality of how I feel. In the dream, I was aware that it was a me before all that, and I wanted to keep it. I wanted to keep what I had deemed to be the pure version of me, my consciousness. I didn't want it to go away. So I remember moments of desperation trying to keep it, like I was convincing myself in the dream that I could keep that mindset, that I could wake up and keep this clear mind, even though my brain is riddled and damaged for years and years now of being irresponsible, stupid, and still recovering from years of being a moron. But I wanted to take it with me, and I convinced myself that I somehow could. But I also remember in this moment that I was absolutely kind of terrified of waking up and not succeeding. It was a mix of optimism that, oh my God, like I finally, it's all gone, or something. I'm me again. I want to keep this. I want this so bad. And inevitably, of course, I mean, everything passes. I had to wake up, and I woke up, kept my eyes closed for a moment, and I was still kind of in a half sleep. I wasn't fully conscious, but I wasn't fully unconscious. I was in between the two worlds. It was a duality that I existed in. And while my eyes were still closed and I was aware that I was waking up or somewhat awake, I started to convince myself that I had brought the mind, the pure mind, the untainted mind with me, and that I could open my eyes and just stop every medication I'm on, and everything was gonna, like, began anew. I don't know if those of you that, people don't commonly share these things about themselves. I always hoped to be different in terms of the stigma around it, because I see the people that talk about it freely, get teased about it or whatever the hell. And I've been blessed enough to learn not to care, as I've maintained as much as possible. You cannot worry about what other people are going to say, do, or think. Again, emphasis on, well, separation from do. Keep the shit on YouTube, people. But yeah. So my question is, I guess, would you consider this to be was that a dream or was that a nightmare? Because inevitably reality definitely hit. I mean, I won't deny, when I opened my eyes, just like I did now. Usually when I go on rants like this, I just keep my damn eyes closed and try to recall everything and speak, as accurately to the point that I want to get to. Um, yeah, eventually, I was trying to not take this medication that I've been taking for years, that I take it first thing in the morning. It's how I start my day. It feels like a curse because I feel like a stone with even more stones on top. Like, I feel like dead weight in the morning. And I don't know if that's getting exhausted with the tedium of having to stay on the medication. I don't want to be on it, and I've tried to taper off. I've tried to stop cold turkey. It is not a narcotic, by the way. It's an SSRI. It's Lexapro. And it felt like another damn defeat when I did try to switch the medication in my hiatus, by the way. I tried a lot of things. I did a lot of things, mostly for the positive. Reconnecting and understanding that YouTube is not real life. Too many people make the mistake of getting too invested on how they're perceived on YouTube, and it's pitiful. I've learned, it's okay. I don't give a shit if I go on somebody else's channel and I act a fool or whatever. It's liberating. But the opposite of liberating is feeling like I'm in my own mental prison. So yeah, let me check out the comments. Yeah, so I've learned, AP. So I've learned Lexapro is apparently a very strong one, and it binds to the receptors stronger than Zoloft and all that. And I don't know. What can I say? But do let me know. I very much value everybody's feedback. And I'd love to see, if it was you having that dream and you experienced it as I did, what's your call? It was lovely to have. It really did feel like time travel. Like, who said that? Somebody said time travel. AP. I mean, it legit. I felt like I was Babs Bunny. See, I gotta also give it credit. So, all right, sticking on the time travel tip, like, for real, I felt like I was that age again, man. Like, the prime version of me, with all the potential that comes with being young and, having a clear mind, untainted by man's perversions and manipulations to make us and to keep us in the sickness industry. I don't know if this is a silly statement, but I don't think it's a far stretch to say it's by design that medications are highly addictive. But then there is the psychosomatic aspect. I mean, why else would I still take microscopic pieces of Suboxone, and then my brain automatically, before I literally scientifically could feel anything, why would my brain immediately say, okay, you're better, everything's okay? I need to tap into that and train that. So, hey, Storm, it's good to see you. And by the way, all things independent, yeah, I'm good. I'm good, legit. Everything's good. Yeah, placebo. I gotta fool myself. That's not what I know. Lex is really. Well, then that gives me a little bit of hope. I just don't. I'm tired of trying to do things. I just want to get these things done. I did. I got off the narcotics with the exception of a controlled substance, the Suboxone, but not a single opiate drug since for 12 damn years, not a once. The Suboxone is a safety net. It's a blanket. It's a security blanket. And that to me, though, even though others may tell me this is a wrong assessment, it makes me feel weak. It makes me feel dependent. And technically, I am those things until I'm not. I put myself through a couple of detoxes back in the day, spent my life savings the second time around. I think, man, I've lost track two or three times. First time was court ordered, and I was immediately cold turkey stricken off of everything. That's when I was a madman. But I learned, like, out of the blue, I would think I was 19 years old. I suddenly became a veritable wordsmith. I was writing beautiful poetry, morbid, dark, short stories. Still have access to them too, like psychological mind twists, like akin to M. Night Shyamalan. That's It opened up something like it was like a give and take, the yin and yang. I was incapable of being social, which made me miserable. The anxiety was overwhelming. That's when my anxiety started. I believe personally that use of certain illicit substances, a la E, broke my brain, burned holes in them, did damage, and it took me like a very long time to heal because after a specific night, and I've told this story a lot, so my apologies if you heard it before, but I just remember the first two times I had an anxiety attack, and then I just remember after the night, I woke up and I put it this way. I had to be a new person because I had a new set of problems that I didn't know anything about, had no understanding of, and I had to relearn how to combat these problems. And I am so much stronger and wiser for surviving as long as I have. And thank you, by the way, Big Cat, earlier. Thank you for, the support. Everything means, a little means a lot. Sorry that I didn't say that earlier. Um, but yeah, it was a horrifying day. I've learned not to let it, like, I hate this term, trigger me. I used to obsess about the bad times. That's like, there's a whole bunch of battles that come with suffering these things, right? Like, let's say you get through it and then you'll just think back and you just can't maybe stop thinking about what it was like and the damage it did, how it impacted or changed the dynamic of your friendships and relationships with people. I dropped out of high school only to go back a year later, but I dropped out and I remember I went to visit all my friends that were graduating that year just to say what's up. They knew me as the cool pothead. I could go amongst every tribe. You know, uh, at least that's been consistent. I don't believe in sticking with any one clique because I'm told to, and you'll get that if you get that. And I just remember all of a sudden that there's these new anxieties I couldn't like maintain. Yo, bro, thank you, man. I appreciate. You know what? I got you back. I got you. The next time I see you, I got you. Um, I just remember I was horrified. Like I was talking to people that were like my best friends, and for whatever reason, I became immensely uncomfortable when I had to make just basic ass eye contact. Like my neck would get stiff, and I felt like this sounds crazy, but I felt like my freaking head would just like drop off or something. Like it's really crazy, but you gotta be able to talk. You have to have a dialogue about these things, or what kind of progress can we ever hope to accomplish? And this is the kind of connection, because I have grown to think on YouTube and social media platforms, we have perverted connections. And because look at the majority of what these YouTube streets are really like: drama, canceling people out. Everybody wants to expose everybody to get the attention and or clout, and getting grouped up on, man. I'll never forget that, you know, just never. And it's amazing to me, without getting too specific, the very people that were responsible for congregating and just completely defaming and slandering and showing text messages like I couldn't do the same, but I chose not to. Um, yeah, no, that's like some cult mentality shit, and I don't know why I found myself talking about this part. But yeah, these YouTube streets, man, like all the potential of what we could do with platforms, the things we could bring attention to, all the issues and the problems that could unite us, especially at this time in our country. Like I'm just now getting back into the swing of things because I have to talk about things. This is a rare kind of night. This particular live stream, this is not how it usually goes, as you all know. You'd see my face, I'd have the microphone, maybe some clips. Tomorrow, by the way, you're gonna see my mentor, my brother from another mother, Josh, from youtube.com/slash stuck in the middle. He and I are gonna be collaborating tomorrow night. And then Friday night, big dog Can Khan, who writes for the Gateway Pundit, has interviewed Mike Lindell. Trump has shared his articles. He's interviewed Major E. Taylor Green. He's very tapped in. He's one of the most knowledgeable individuals I personally know when it comes to this kind of stuff. And he is a Marine combat veteran. And I'm proud to know him and call him a friend. So he'll be with us on Friday night. I look forward to all y'all being out there. And Big Cat, you already know, by the way, big dog, you're always welcome if you wanna hop up on a panel. And Mr. President, sir, we got to do a collaboration. Never heard of conspiracy. Used to quit addiction. Interesting. I got to follow up on some comments. Let me let y'all know what I've been studying recently. And I'm probably gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna get right back to that or whatever, but Malaysian flight 370, the one that disappeared. There's a great Netflix special. Mishka beat me to it because that's what she does. And it's all about, I mean, how fascinating an airplane that has disappeared. And I want to know, like, I watched the first episode this morning, the debris that some random citizen in, of course, Florida found. I want to know, like, what became of that. And where I left off on episode one, they were blaming the pilot. Um, Aside from that, yeah, and I hope you guys check out the Holy Betrayal Netflix documentary docu-series. Turn on the English if you can't handle the subtitles. That's some deep shit right there. I want you to just see that, take it in, and think about that shit goes on stateside. Only I fully believe it's underreported, and it's not cult. It's not the same kind of cult mechanism. I think perhaps this might sound conspiracy crazy of me, the secret society. I don't know shit about Freemasons, but we know there are crazy secret societies out there. We know about Epstein, flight logs, and all that. And we have no rights or access to get that information. That's how the power structure is. That's how the hierarchy is. Shut up, Lewis. This is a crazy story. No debris, no bodies. Yeah, see, exactly. So that's what I'm going to be returning to. Because once I get my teeth into something, I just have to do every ounce of research possible. So I'm very eager to get to the conclusion. I don't know if I'm going to binge that tonight. Um, don't forget though, with the whole cult thing, because the one the Holy Betrayal, it's about like six or eight different cult leaders, and it's always about, of course, the obvious: control, money, and sadly, sex, and taking advantage, and just complete control. And it's just how they persevere after these individuals are put away. They're still in power somehow. I just don't understand how a civilization can allow these things. And then it makes me completely unshocked, not surprised how things went with Epstein. And an uncomfortable question, because I know Trump is very popular. People want to see him win. Everybody knows my evolution. I was anti-Trump, and then I became kind of like, whoa, I like some of the things this man is doing. And I am rooting for DeSantis, I'll tell you that. But it still fucks with me that he wished Ghislaine Maxwell well. I can't just like not think about that. Like they were social. I don't personally don't think that they ever like that he got to know. I don't know. What the hell do I know? But I do not understand that he wished her well based on the evidence, not allegations. I do believe at that point it was fact. Something else since I've been trying to get caught up and be a bit more knowledgeable for the next rant with clips. So there's eye candy because I know just this charming voice can't keep everybody's attention. Um, J6, dude, like all the new information coming out, the police that arrived there, and um, I heard about this footage. I have to see that the lawyers that are trying to tend to the people that were put away after the I word rection. And we have Pelosi's daughter on record saying that it's totally a violation of their constitutional rights for them to be detained this long. I don't even know if there are proper charges that have been cited. I don't know if these people are still fully detained or how. Like I think house arrest was plausible. I am just now, since I was gone for a month, and I was getting in touch with all my friends and family. I'm just learning like this is crazy, but there's no accident in the fact that new information comes out this far along at this point. Like the information would have changed the whole narrative and killed the hype around J6 if we had gotten it when we needed it the most. But now it's that whole thing that I always talk about. The media, the mass media, the mainstream media, and our government who work hand in hand, pat each other on the back, you know, shareholders, stockholders, they're beholden to the same masters. They do that slow drip. They do that slow drip of information so that by the time you actually get the truth, it's just not as powerful as it was supposed to be. So bear that in mind when we get new revelations and information. Because as far as I know, the lawyer of the buffalo-headed guy, and forgive me if I get anything wrong, did not get to see the footage that Tucker Carlson aired. You're supposed to get that in discovery, like literally, if our system weren't broken, that would put like the state or the prosecution, that would put them in a lot of legal trouble, might even get the whole case overturned or thrown out. But no, the lawyer had to learn and find out new footage and information of apparently buffalo head guy getting led around. From what I understand, from what I've been told, I still got a lot of homework to do. That's why I'm grateful to have. Hey, what's up, Unspecified V? Yo, I'm glad to see you too. All y'all are the reason I came back. So, yeah, what can I say? As Americans, as citizens of the world, as human beings, we are indebted now in a time of misinformation, disinformation, and propaganda being mainline, streamlined straight to the dome. It is beholden to us to do our own damn homework. And it ain't no mistake why the mainstream or your friends that do watch the mainstream laugh and make fun of you for doing your, you did your Google, you did your YouTube homework, huh? Yeah, you think you're something huh? Because you did the Wikipedia. No, if nobody can shame you for doing your own damn homework and trying to learn and think for yourself without having it regurgitated like some freaking big bird chewing up their food and spitting it in your damn mouth. That's not how our journalists or integrity, how our actual reporters, the free press. That's not how they're supposed to operate. We once upon a time had the free press until I feel the government and them were like, hey, let's stop fighting each other. This is silly. Let's just control the people together and let's get anybody with integrity just outed or unalived and out of the game, which is why I do believe, platforms like this are going to remain one of the most important places to have the truth be heard. Because trust nothing, trust no one until you see it and hear it with your own damn eyes and ears and ensure that you can get as close, if not to, the source as possible. So that's it. That's everything that I wanted to say. I am terrified as an American citizen, and um, and I'm glad. Thank you for spending this moment in time with me. Uh, and that's that. You know what I usually say. I'll say it again for old time's sake. You know how it goes. Go ahead and recite it in your head if you know it by now. I've been saying it for fucking 4 years, I think. Identify that which unifies us. And do not let, oh, do I still remember it? Or am I going to bite it out on everybody? And allow the dividers to bring us together so we may have conversation and not confrontation. If we can still master the art of conversation during a moment in our country, this moment in time where division equals Big Brother owning us completely, then all is lost unless we can maintain a dialogue. Do not fall for this radical narrative that everything is extreme and you're either all in or nothing at all. Just don't fall for it and always celebrate your independent thinking. Good night, y'all. I'm gone. I gotta see. I'm probably gonna watch the Malaysian flight thing again. Take care. Jeremy, yo, man. It's good to see you, bro. Have you watched the new Andrew? No, I have not, but thank you. I'm gonna copy paste that son bitch right there. Have a great night, everyone. Much love. And please remember, thank you, Queen Survivor, the Guardian Angel. Big cat, big dog, I got you, cuz. All right, Indy, Jeremy, Maxwell, Lewis. Let's see. Unspecified, Mishka, sweetheart. And who did I miss? I know I missed some people. J Dubs, my fam, were some of the first. What? And it's rumored they were. No, whoa. I would be very fascinated, if you don't mind, J Dubs. I don't know you very well, to have a conversation about Mormonism because I have some gripes. But okay. All right. I'm out. Big love. Peace out.